Hi guys, today we're going to have a read aloud, and remember this book we have been reading with you, The Seventh Most Important Thing? Well, last time we stopped, Arthur, he's having a break from his probation and he was helping his mom carry the big box with the ultra real artificial tree, the Christmas tree. So I would like you to grab paper and pencil and take notes. So you can pause this video now, grab paper and pencil because you're going to be taking notes when I ask you to, okay? Go ahead. Are you ready? Let's go. Once they got the box safely into the living room, Arthur's mom offered to help put the tree together. But he didn't think he could stand having her around, fussing about every little thing. Plus, he just wanted to be sad and angry at his dad by himself. That's okay, he told her impatiently. I can do it. You sure you don't need any help? His mom looked like she was getting upset. Arthur sighed. All right, okay. Wait, she stuck her finger in the air. I'll go and make us some hot chocolate before we start. That's a great idea. I love hot chocolate. How about you? Neither one of them mentioned how Arthur's dad had often put up the tree while polishing off a six-pack of beer. While his mother was in the kitchen, Arthur started pulling the fake branches out of the box. The pile looked like a mangled tree puzzle when he was finished. Strands of old tinsel stuck to his shirt. When she returned with the mugs of hot chocolate, his mom burst out laughing. Maybe we should decorate you instead. Not really amused, Arthur brushed himself off. Can you imagine him doing that? Where do you want to start? I'm not sure. His mom stared at the project in front of them, looking lost. They decided to begin at the bottom. Arthur's mom untangled the musty attic-smelling branches while Arthur kneeled on the floor and stuck them in the tiny holes of the fake tree stand. After he'd put about 8 branches on one side, guess what happened? Now I would like you to pause and write what do you think happened now after he had put about 8 branches on one side. Something happened. What do you think happened? Write that down. Are you ready for the answer? The whole tree fell over him. An explosion of needles and branches landed on Arthur's back. Now you're going to pause and write actually what happened. He swore under his breath. His mom laughed. In fact, she collapsed on the sofa, laughing so hard Arthur worried that maybe she was going nuts. He couldn't remember the last time he'd heard his mom laugh like that. She sounded like a crazy hyena. Stop it, Mom, or I'm quitting, Arthur said, feeling more teed off the longer she went on. The damn tree had fallen on him. His dad was dead, and his mom was completely losing it. So can you imagine what he was feeling like? Oh, I'm not laughing at you, hon. I'm just laughing at... His mom sat on the edge of the sofa and tried to catch her breath. I don't know. I guess at how everything in our life keeps falling apart, and no matter what we do. Then, to top it off, even our sad old Christmas tree goes and falls over us. Not funny, Arthur said at an irritated voice. And it fell on me, not you. Knocked out by a Christmas tree, his mom said with just a hint of a smile. Stop it. KO'd by Christmas. Ho, 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 she added. And then she dissolved into laughter again. And guess what happened? Do you think he got more angry? So now I would like you to pause and write down. Do you think he got more irritated? What do you think happened to him? Pause and answer. Now the answer. And Arthur, surprisingly, he found himself unable to keep from laughing too. He didn't even know why. There was a huge lump on his throat and he wanted to cry or hit something. And yet, here he was, laughing with his mom. So now you can pause and write the actual answer, that he was laughing with his mom. And it was official. They really had lost their minds. Okay, we have to get the tree up before your sister comes back from her friend's house, his mom announced, trying to regain her composure. She pushed up the sleeves of her blouse and took charge. You hold the tree, Artie, and I'll stick the branches in. With the two of them working, the tree project went faster. And it wasn't until they were halfway finished that Arthur and his mom realized the branches were different sizes. Smaller ones for the top and larger ones for the bottom. Well, how were we supposed to know that? Arthur's mom looked annoyed as she stared at the half-built tree, hands on her hips. Once he stepped back, Arthur could see that their Christmas tree did have a funny shape. More like a green hedge than a tree. Can you imagine what the tree looked like? So I would like you to write down, what did the tree look like? Pause and write. Well, who cares? His mom snapped. We're just going to stick these branches wherever we damn well please. Arthur wisely kept quiet while his mom finished jamming the branches into the trunk, mumbling to herself. The lights and decorations were the final step. Arthur's dad had always been a perfectionist about the lights. Maybe it came from being a mechanic, but he'd been fanatical about making sure every wire was hidden, every bulb tucked into the branches. There couldn't be any dark spots, black holes, his father had called them. Arthur and his mom were not perfectionists. They strung the lights around the tree in less than 5 minutes. There were a lot of dark spots and black holes, but none of that seemed to matter to Barbara. She got home as Arthur and his mother were cleaning up. She had just finished putting the extra tree branches into the box and were picking up all the scraps from the carpet when Barbara came barreling through the front door with the usual armload of dolls she carried to her friend's house. It's our Christmas tree! Her eyes widened in surprise at the sight of the sparkling tree. Well, hedge, in the living room. Your brother put it up, their mom said proudly. We still have to decorate it. Thank you, Arthur. Dropping her dolls in the middle of the hallway, Barbara raced across the living room. Her blonde head dove into Arthur's stomach. He didn't want to look like a wimp, but she had a pretty hard head for a 7-year-old girl. He tried not to wince. It looks like magic with all the lights, his sister said, clasping her hands and stepping back to stare at the tree again, as if she had never seen one before. Let's turn everything off so we can see it better. Arthur's mom switched off the living room lamps. As they stood there in the darkness, with little sunburns of light from the tree shining on their clothes and faces, Arthur felt strangely hopeful for a minute. It was as if their old life had briefly flickered back on, like an old movie. as if none of the bad things had happened to them yet. Barbara, who could be a real pain in the butt sometimes, had this sweet, angelic expression on her face. His mom was smiling and not crying, and the tree didn't look half as bad as he'd thought it would. It had to be the lights, he decided. That's what made the difference. Without realizing it, Arthur had discovered the first important thing. What do you think it was? The first important thing that he realized. Now I would like you to pause the video and I would like you to answer the questions that are in the assignment, okay? And I see you later. Bye.